خليك معي شوف مش الوقت تكون هذا صحيح.
Okay. You طيب مساء الخير للجميع، يعطيكم ألف عافية. كل عام وأنتم بخير اللي بيحتفلوا بعيد الفصح المجيد، وكل عام وأنتم بخير بمناسبة شهر رمضان كمان. إن شاء الله كلكم بتكونوا عم بتقضوا الكارنتين بأحسن طريقة وتستغلوا وقتكم بأشياء مفيدة. بعرف إنه صعب لحظة خلينا نحط هاي. الوضع صعب على الجميع، بس يعني بدنا نحاول نستغل الوقت بأشياء مفيدة. أول شيء بدي أشكر جاد كالعادة على الopportunity to speak, in particular ياسمين الجراح for the efforts to make this webinar. So it's a very short and quick talk, يعني 10-15 minutes maybe. وبعدين I'm happy to try to answer any questions. The topic is to study dentistry in the United Kingdom. أنا اللي ما بيعرفوني اسمي أحمد معايطة. I'm an endodontist. I did my clinical training and PhD in Manchester in the UK. وهلا أنا assistant professor و head of department بالجامعة الأردنية. So زي ما حكيت, this is a very short talk to try to answer the main questions, which is why choose the UK? Why is the UK a good destination? What are the obstacles? ايش الاشياء الصعوبات اللي نواجهها عشان نروح هناك? What can I do to improve my chances of getting accepted? ونحكي شوي عن الكوست كمان, because it's a major issue. بس disclaimer سريع انه انا ما بستفيد ولا شيء من الموضوع. يعني اذا بتروحوا على UK او ما بتروحوا, it's not that I'm trying to promote the UK. It's just that I'm trying to help because I studied there and I've been through the procedure. So I'm trying to help by answering the basic questions of the most commonly asked questions. طيب عشان نبدأ بس نتفق على إيش هي اليو كي, عشان إحنا بنستعمل كلمة إنجلند, بريطانيا, UK alternatively, و they are not the same. UK here, United Kingdom, is a union of 4 countries. أول واحدة هي إنجلند اللي هي عاصمتها لندن, وسكوتلاند اللي عاصمتها إدنبرا, ويلز اللي عاصمتها كارديف, واخر شيء Northern Ireland اللي عاصمتها بلفاست. هلا the first 3 اللي هم انجلند, سكوتلاند وويلز اسمهم جريت بريتن, هاي هي بريطانيا, هم هدول 3 دول. ولما بنزيد عليهم Northern Ireland بصير اسمها the United Kingdom, فهي اسمها the United Kingdom of Great Britain and Northern Ireland. Wherever you study in the UK, it's pretty much the same standards, the same rules, and you're allowed to work in each and every country of the 4 countries. You don't need visa to travel between them. There are no borders, so you can just pass through easily. هلا هاي السكنية اللي هون is Republic of Ireland, عاصمتها Dublin. This is a European country, Schengen country. You need a visa to go to Dublin. It's not part of the UK. والhistory تبعهم شوية conflict في مع UK. Anyway, it's not for today. So, why the UK? The main reasons to me, هلا راح أشرح عنهم شوية. It's because they have top universities, education level is very high, the NHS and the referral system. أسباب تانية بنحكيها بعدين. هلا top universities we know, يعني الجامعات ببريطانيا have always been top. Education level is, if not the best, is among the best يعني in the whole world. هلا في طريقة objective nowadays for classify أو ranking universities, ranking dental schools. أشهر واحد فيهم هو ال QS. So you can all go to the QS website and check it. فهي هون أنا عملت لكم ال QS, أخذتها من الويب سايت تبعهم. If you choose dentistry in 2020, you get a list of top dental schools. فمن ال top 25 universities في عنا King's College London هي number 1, Queen Mary London, the University of Birmingham, University College London, University of Manchester. So 5 UK universities among the top 25 بالعالم. إذا بنطلع على statistics هم 7 from the USA, 5 UK, بعدين Sweden, Switzerland, وبعدين كلهم 1. Unfortunately, France is not even among the top 25. But anyway, هذا classification, it keeps changing because they take different aspects into consideration. But it's one way of knowing about the level of universities in general and the dental schools. The NHS هو National Health Service ببريطانيا. اللي ما بيعرف, the National Health Service is one of, if not the most identifying entity in the UK. They're so proud of it, although it has its own limitations and issues. But any person who lives on the UK soil receives free medical treatment. طبعا when it comes to dentistry, they have to pay a small fraction of the cost. But regarding medical treatment, it's free. It's funded by the tax money, and the people don't pay for the treatments. أنا personally I experienced it. لما كنت عايش هناك كسرت إيدي وعالجوني وجبصونوا لي إياها وإكس رايز وفيزيوثيرابي والأدوية كلها, I didn't pay a penny. هذا الحكي مش كتير موجود بمحلات بالعالم, بس it's a major advantage of being in the UK. هلا ال NHS has a certain system. It starts with the primary care. Primary care هو الليفل الأول. It's the first point of contact مع المريض. هو your GP, your general practitioner, your dentist, your pharmacist, your nurse. هذا أي واحد بيكون registered مع general dentist, مع general doctor بفارماسي معينة. they are the patient's first point of contact. هدول بيحلوا المشاكل day to day stuff. هلا لما المريض عنده مشكلة primary care ما بيقدر يحلها, patient gets referred to a secondary care center. هون usually هدول secondary care providers بيكونوا موجودين hospitals. فيهم specialist doctors, specialist dentists, and they take the level of treatments to a higher level. هلا في tertiary care اللي هو مرات بيكون certain fields أو certain needs لإشي on a national level أو regional level. بيكون هذا فيه بيكون highly sophisticated. مش عارف شو أعطي عليه example. مثلا facial pain في regional center بيكون بمثلا لندن, بالميدلاندز, بالنورث ويست. هدول المرضى اللي تحولوا لسكندري كير وما عرفوا يحلوا لهم مشكلتهم بتحولوا للتيرشري كير. هذا التوب اوف ذا بيراميد. فشو الادفانتجز لهذا الشيء؟ بما انه ال NHS is publicly funded والمرضى ما بيدفعوا تكاليف العلاج, ف you are never short of patients. You have an infinite number of patients. مش infinite, I'm probably exaggerating. بس دائما في waiting list كتير طويلة بالمستشفيات اللي انت بتكون تشتغل فيها والجامعات هدول. والمرضى ما عندهم أي مشكلة لأنه they don't pay for the treatments funded by the government. when you plan a complex treatment that costs a lot, the patient is not paying for it, so you don't have an issue. The advantage of the referral system is when you do postgraduate dental training, you're probably based in, نرجع خطوة هون. You'll be based in a secondary care setting, dental hospital usually. هيك كنا نشتغل بمانشستر بالمانشستر dental hospital. This is a secondary care provider. فأنت كل المرضى اللي دخلوا على الويتنج ليست هاي هدول مرضى الجنرال dentist ما عرف يحل مشكلتهم. they have a challenging issue. فأنت مش بس you're never short of patients. You have a selection of patients with challenging issues. هذا مش يعني على عكس بعض الدول, including the United States. United States people struggle for patients. The treatments are very costly. المريض بده يدفع حقها. يعني الانشورنس بيغطي شيء بسيط, بس التريتمنتس اللي بتكلف عشرات الآلاف بدك المريض يدفع حقها. It's a hefty investment. Plus there's no control on the level of patients. يعني ممكن يكون مريض عنده شيء very simple لا المريض اللي عندهم complex treatment. This is an advantage to me in doing dentistry in the UK, the NHS and its referral system. هلا شو الأسباب الثانية؟ It's a great place to live in صراحة يعني. أولاً the UK has a very rich and long history. It's a top first world country. They used to rule the world. It used to be known as the empire where the sun never sets. Truly cosmopolitan, truly multicultural. فيها ناس من كل ال ethnic backgrounds والreligions يعني political views. Their football is amazing if you're into football. Shopping is the best in the world. طبعا countryside cities are amazing if you're into tourism. It's not too far away. يعني 5-hour flight بتكون من عمان للندن. Unlike مثلا عمان نيويورك أو عمان لوس أنجلوس، عمان سيدني، يعني كندا كمان، هدول شوية long destinations. Or if you're a postgraduate student or if you're a student in general, you're allowed to do part-time work, part-time jobs. This helps you improve your income a little bit. Okay, so these are, to me, the good reasons of why I would choose the UK. Now, what are the obstacles? The biggest one is the financial support. It's very expensive to study in the UK. I'll give you examples from University of Manchester, for example, because I studied there, so I know what they have to offer. They have different degrees and different options to choose from. يعني you can do a 1-year MSc program, and it costs you as an international student £44,000. If you go for the 3-year option, it costs you £47,000 every year. PhD, if you do a research program, £24,000 a year, while if you do a clinical PhD, يعني my clinical training, it's £43,000 every year times 4, because it's a 4-year program. So you can imagine how expensive it is. King's College London, عندهم الclinical courses are mostly 3 years, اللي هم MClindent, so pros, perio, or endo, and they cost around £49,000. في عندهم 2-year programs اللي هم special care dentistry والmaxillofacial prosthetics. هذول شوية أرخص، بس يعني هذول المaxillofacial prosthetics يعني شوية ل technicians أكثر من dentists. Eastman, University College of London, they have an option of 1 year, but it's a postgraduate certificate. يعني it's a joke, really. And it costs £26,000. The proper 3-year MClindent courses cost you around £50,000 every year. But there are additional costs of living in the UK. This is from the website of the University of Manchester. They estimate that every student needs £12,000 on average per year between accommodation, meals, clothes, transportation, and others. طبعا, this is calculated based on a student street budget. يعني accommodation will be in student halls, مش بالهيلتون. Your coffee you'll be drinking it from the library rather than Starbucks. Your meals are going to be doner kebab و Abdul's burger, مش بfancy restaurants. You're going to ride the bus, مش راح يكون عندك سيارة، وأوعيك تشتريهم من Primark مش من Selfridges. فحتى على الستريت budget you still need around 12 to 13,000 pounds a year to live in Manchester. Slightly more expensive in London, طبعا you can expect that. And here's a list هاي أخذتها من الويبسايتس تبعت كل جامعة قديش هم بيقدروا annual expenses other than the fees. So you can see that if you live in London, the last 2 here, you probably need a bit more money. طيب, IELTS. every single university in the UK would ask you for a certain level of English. The minimum they ask for is 6.5 with no less than 6 in any component. هذا is the minimum, بسموه standard level. بس if you want to sit the ORE, for example, بعرف إنه الكل عنده أسئلة. ORE they ask for higher scores, 7 overall, no less than 6.5. فالIELTS shouldn't be a problem for most of you. إحنا اللي بدرسوا بالجامعة الأردنية أو التكنولوجيا بندرس بالإنجليزي، يعني it shouldn't be a problem, but for some it's a challenging, especially the writing part. Trust me. في ناس تتغلب فيه. Post graduation experience طبعا ما بتقدر لما تتخرج تطلع تدرس بإنجلند على طول. They ask for a minimum of 2 years. هلا هم لما أنا طلعت كانوا 2 years تبعوني، واحدة منهم سنة الامتياز وسنة شغل بعيادة بعد الامتياز. اللي شفته من يعني some of my students، نور يمكن عم تسمعنا، she asked me for a recommendation letter. She wanted to apply for the University of Manchester, and I called the program director and I recommended Noor as a good student, good candidate. When she applied, she got a rejection لأنه حكوا لها they don't accept في سنة الامتياز. هلا أنا حكيت مرة تانية مع الكورس دايركتور، وهاي المعلومة مهمة للكل، يعني أنتوا النصيحة. حكيت لها نور does have 2 years of post-graduation experience. One of them is vocational training. The other one is in a private clinic. Don't refer to سنة الامتياز as internship. هم بيبعتوا لكم letter we don't accept internships، لأنه internship إلها definition تاني. internship أنت إشي بتتبرع تعمله هنا. السنة الامتياز ببريطانيا اسمها vocational training. if you want سنة الامتياز to be counted, refer to it as vocational training, not internship. Okay, الترم اللي بنستعمله بالأردن شوية غلط. vocational training. Okay. Oh, the weather. I know they try to make you think that London looks like this, but in reality it looks like this. Oh, this is a typical summer day in July in Manchester. If you can tolerate this weather, that's fine. بس بعد فترة بتصير محتاج شوية شمس. This is a major obstacle living in the UK. طيب، السؤال المهم. What can I do to improve my chances? Your GPA. أول واحدة. أنت يعني طبعا هو مش كل إشي، بس واحد الجي بي اي تبعه 3.7 3.8 غير عن واحد الجي بي اي تبعه 2.5. أكيد راح يعطوا priority للجي بي اي الأعلى. try to work on your GPAs. As long as you're 3 and above, I think you're fine. Below 3, they start thinking why we should accept someone who's below 3 out of 4. I'm not saying that's not possible. It is very possible, but you have to prove your worth in a different aspect. MFD, MFDS, MJDF, they're the same exam. اسمه هذا a 2-year post-graduation exam. بيعتمد على which royal of college you go to. اللي بتعملوه بالأردن وبتروحوا بعدين على البحرين أو دبي هو اسمه MFD because it's run by the Royal College of Ireland. أنا examiner مع Royal College of Edinburgh, so they call it MFDS. The Royal College of London, they call it MJDF. It's basically the same exam. Does it improve your chances of getting accepted? Maybe, but it's not a must. Yani, to be honest, I don't really see the benefit of doing this exam, other than it pushes you to study a bit more and put everything together. أنا personally عملت masters و PhD، عملت ال ORE وعملت ال MRD اللي هي ال specialty degree بإنجلند، بس I didn't do the MFDS. ما كان معي أصلا وما عمره حدا طلبه مني. In the past it used to exempt you from certain parts of the ORE or certain parts of the MRD, but not anymore. Maybe if it comes to having to choose between two candidates that are exactly similar at everything, one of them has the MFD, the other doesn't, maybe they'll give the advantage to the person who has the MFD. هذا الحكي بإنجلند. بعمان بطلبوه إذا بدك تعمل postgraduate education بالجامعة الأردنية. I know إنه it's a requirement. أو إذا بدك تتعين كTA بالجامعة again ومطلوب. ف don't take my word that it's not necessary. It is. It has some value in it. The ORE اللي ما بيعرفوا stands for the Overseas Registration Exam. It's the exam that you need to do if you want to practice dentistry in the United Kingdom. It's not an easy one. It's difficult والsuccess rate فيه مش كتير عالي. بس بنصح كل حدا who's planning to stay in the UK for a minimum of 3 years إنه يعمل ORE أو to consider it. لأنه it takes you to a different level. Without the ORE, you're just a postgraduate student who are not allowed to touch your patients until your supervisor is just above your head and giving you the okay. If you do the ORE, you get your own indemnity, you start practicing on your own, so you make more money. بعدين بتقدر أنت تشتغل. While studying, you can teach undergrads and postgrads. But it takes a long time to do it. It's not the topic for today to discuss how to do the ORE. اللي بيحب يعرف منه معلومات, and I'm happy to help. But if you're not staying for a minimum of 3 years, don't waste your time. It takes probably 2 years to get it done with, وبعدين تسجل مع GDC وتعمل indemnity تبعتك. فيعني بدك a minimum of 1 year عشان تحس بطعمه وتستفيد منه. غير هيك ما تضيع وقتك. Research, it's important to get involved in a research project. They don't expect you to be the best researcher in the world. بس إذا أنت دخلت حالك ب any research project واسمك انحط عليه بالpublication, they assume that you know the absolute minimum in research or what research takes. Of course you get favored. طبعا إذا أنت داخل بريسيرش مرتب وعامل publication clinical study مثلا, it will definitely boost your chances. Recommendation. They still ask for recommendation letters, and there's 2 types of recommendation. في الكليشيه recommendation اللي هو واحد بيجيب لتر من دكتور اللي هو لا هو بيعرف الدكتور ولا الدكتور بيعرف عمره ما يعني الدكتور عمره ما درسه, فهو ما بيعرف مين هو هذا الزلمه او هاي البنت. فبروح بكتب recommendation letter كليشيه لنور ولمحمد نفس الاشي, بس بشيل اسم نور وبحط محمد. ومرات ممكن أكمل إنه محمد بعدين refer to him as she لأنه it's just a cliche recommendation. هدول ما بيفيدوا. What you need is a good recommendation letter that's customized to you. Probably try to get be smart with your recommendations. يعني إذا أنت بتعرف إنه في هذا الدكتور درس بهاي الجامعة, probably recommendation منه كويسة بتساعدك. أحسن من دكتور تاني, حتى لو هذاك الدكتور التاني أشطر منه بس درس بمحل تاني أو دولة تانية. يعني بدك تكون شاطر فيهم. أنا personally I ask whoever asked me to write a recommendation letter إنه يكون حدا اشتغل معي وأنا بعرفه in person عشان أنا أقدر أقيمه وأكتب له إشي مش كليشي, لأنه لما بتصفي إحراج بالأخير راح تصفي recommendation letter ضعيف. إذا أنا ما بعرفك أو ما بعرفك راح تصفي من هدول اللي مكتوبين already بس من غير الاسم فيهم. بس للناس اللي بعرفهم واشتغلوا معي I try to write a recommendation letter that would boost their chances. Personal statement. لما تيجي تعمل application تبعك راح يسألوك على personal statement تكتبها اللي هي basically why you chose this university, why this course in particular, why should they choose you, and if they chose you, what would you have to give back to the community. This is how you write a personal statement. Make sure you write a good one لأنه مرات this could be the deciding factor. بالأخير هم راح يطلعوا على الابليكيشنز في أرقام, بس في الكورس دايركتور راح يقعد يطلع على البيرسونال ستيتمنت. إذا أقنعته أو حكيك أعجبه أو عجبها راح ياخدوك, راح يبدوك على ناس تانيين. Extracurricular activities. Some universities, some course directors are interested in extracurricular activities. If it happens that you share the same interests, maybe it will boost your chances. يعني people in general prefer those who are talented and يعني can do stuff other than curriculum وبيعطوهم فرص أحسن. فيعني this has a minor effect. Don't disregard it. You need everything to be working on your side. والpersonal interview هلا recently صاروا يعملوا personal interviews through Skype. يعني they're very important. Make sure you show them who you are. Show them you're a nice person, you're compatible with people, you can talk, you can express your opinion. They're not really interested in your knowledge. They may ask you questions about dentistry. Don't panic if you don't know the answer. They're not interested in your knowledge. It's not an exam. They will examine you later. They just want to see whether you fit in their environment. So just relax, be cool, dress properly, have a nice smile, speak, express your opinion, and that's it. It helps a lot. بالأخير أنت لأنك وصلت للpersonal interview, it means that they love your profile. They liked it. You ticked certain boxes. If you didn't, they wouldn't have invited you for an interview. فهدف من الانترفيو هلا في عندهم أنت نعمل لك short listing. بدك أنت توصل للمرحلة الأخيرة اللي هو unconditional acceptance. Which university should I choose? I have no answer really. هدول هم probably and I hope I didn't miss any major university that offers postgraduate education in dentistry. I must have, بس يعني بدي أحكي لكم إنه هدول هم الجامعات اللي صار لهم سنين وأيام موجودين و they're offering postgraduate education. في جامعات حاولوا إجوا بلشوا عملوا كورس سنة سنتين ثلاثة وما كملوش لأنه they promised their students that the courses you do will entitle you to sit the MRD exam. بس بعدين in reality none of them could pass the MRD because their clinical training was questionable. فهدول الجامعات اندثروا وراحوا. I don't want to mention examples. But make sure when you come to choose a university that it's one of the fine universities that has people who are qualified. كلهم بيعرفوا بعض هناك فيعني make sure if you're gonna do a course with the intention of sitting a specialty exam afterwards, the M-Pros, M-Perio, M-Endo, M-Orth, that this course actually gives you the right to do so. Which course should I choose? Dentistry has branched into so many disciplines and specialties. If you're a 4th or 5th year student or an intern, it's probably too soon for you to know what you like. Give it time. You're going to make a hefty investment doing postgraduate education in terms of money, time, and effort. So you want to be 100% sure that you're doing something that you like. You don't want to rush into the first option that comes your way. حتى اللي صار له سنة بعد الامتياز يمكن it's too soon for you to know what you like. Unless it's something that you're 100% sure about, wait until you know what you like. Now, even when you choose on the specialty, there are different options that you can do. 1-year masters, an M-Clin-Dent, a PhD, D-Clin-Dent. There are different options. It depends on what you want eventually. يعني الoptions إنك تعمل سنة ماسترز أو تعمل 3 سنين M-Clin-Dent أو clinical dentistry وبعدين تدخل تعمل امتحان الرويال كوليدج اللي هو specialty exam أو to go all the way تعمل masters و clinical PhD which is 5 years وبعدين تعمل ال clinical exam. They're all options. It depends on what you want. If you want to be an academician, then see what your university is asking you to do. بالجامعة الأردنية بيطلبوا PhD أو ما يعادلها. ما يعادلها هو الامتحان الاختصاص بإنجلند اللي هو M-Pros, M-Endo, M-Perio, M-Orth. هدول كلهم بيعتبروهم equivalent to PhD. I have my reservation on this because they're 2 separate degrees. But anyway, if your target is to become a specialist بالأردن معناته بدك a course that gives you 3 years of clinical training. there are ways around it. انك تعمل 1 year if financially you cannot afford to do 3 years. You can do 1 year course وبعدين ترجع الأردن تعمل clinical attachment of 2 years. It will still cost you. The level of training I'm not so sure about. بس يعني they're all options. It depends on what you want. If you just want the experience of having studied in England, then maybe a 1 year course is good enough. And don't wait for the opportunity to come your way. You need to do your best to make sure that you can get the opportunity. وهلا أنا خلصت التوك تبعي. راح في أسئلة بعثت لي إياهم ياسمين. I'm going to try to answer them. Maybe you'll all benefit from the answers. بس اللي بدي أوصل آخر message بالنسبة لي إنه don't be obsessed about getting postgraduate education. I know first when you graduate بس تخلص الامتياز in particular شوي بصير في مرحلة ضياع وبتشتغلوا بالعيادات برواتب شوي قليلة ودوام طويل. Don't let this push you towards making rush decisions. مش كل واحد حصل postgraduate education يعني بفهم وبيعرف يشتغل أكتر من واحد ما حصل postgraduate education. This goes back to the person. If you're someone who's interested in maintaining a certain level of knowledge and clinical practice, you can do this on your own. Yes, it's so much easier when you get enrolled in a postgraduate education program. بس في ناس راحوا على بريطانيا وعلى أمريكا وما تعلموش كتير رجعوا زي ما هم. وفي ناس ما تخصصوا بالمرة ضلوا GPs but they were very smart. They knew their weak points and their strengths. اشتغلوا على their strengths وعرفوا limitations تبعتهم وأبدعوا وصار عندهم lifestyle ممتاز. ف my message is don't be obsessed with postgraduate education. It's not everything. It's nice if you can do it, if everything permits. But في أشياء تانية بالحياة يمكن تكون أهم. ما تخلي هاي تكون your prime concern. طيب أسئلة. أنا هدول الأسئلة اللي انبعثوا لي. وهلا بس أخلص الأوبن الفيسبوك page وبشوف إذا حدا عنده أي أسئلة تانية. I'll try to answer them. فأول سؤال, is it possible to get a scholarship? Very difficult. Very, very difficult. Almost impossible. And I spent 5 years in England. I haven't seen one student who received a scholarship to study dentistry from the UK and overseas. Let me rephrase. ما شفتش overseas student راح على UK وأخذ scholarship من هناك واشتغل. هلا السكولرشيبس ممكن تكون من هون. يعني إذا أنت تعينت مع الجامعة الأردنية أو جامعة علوم والتكنولوجيا بدهم يبعتوك، أو أنت كنت بالجيش أو بوزارة الصحة وبدهم يبعتوك. This is possible. The only other options I can mention في هنا institutions زي كريم رضا سعيد فاونديشن، هي الويب سايت تبعهم، وفي التشيفنينج scholarships. هدول institutions or foundations that are interested in developing the Middle East in particular. In particular Karim Saeed Foundation هم ال requirements تبعتهم تكون أنت resident بالأردن، سوريا، لبنان أو فلسطين. They can fund you for a 1 year study course in the UK. Chevening نفس الشيء. Restriction تبعهم is 1 year in the UK. But I haven't seen one student who received a scholarship to study dentistry صراحة, because dentistry is very expensive. فهم بالنسبة لهم بدل ما يطلعوا طالب واحد يعمل dentistry بيطلعوا 4 طلاب بداله تانيين يعملوا أشياء تانية. However, they don't say that we don't sponsor dentistry, so you can give it a try. If you're interested in a research program, في إشي هناك اسمه Overseas Research Scholarships. كل جامعة إلها هذا البروجرام. It doesn't give you a full scholarship, but it reduces the fees from international to home. يعني إذا كان الهوم fees 8,000 والinternational 24,000 وانت if you apply for this scholarship and you get accepted, then they'll drop your fees to £8,000 a year. It could be a good opportunity for those who are interested in research. هلا شو الاوبشنز الثانيه؟ اني انا اروح على انجلند وما عندي هالفلوس هاي، بدي اسوي شيء ثاني. في probably اللي عندهم British passport او European passports في عندهم اوبشن ثاني صعب شوي بس I'm gonna mention it. If you go there, if you're allowed to go and live there and probably take some chances and waste some time, so go and do the ORE. Once you pass the ORE, you get your GDC registration. You can then apply for dental foundation training اللي هي سنة لازم تعملها عشان تصير أنت تقدر تشتغل مع ال NHS. بس تسوي هدول وأنت أصلاً مسموح لك تعيش وتشتغل هناك. You can apply for a paid job اللي هي تعمل specialist training. أنت تكون اسمك specialist trainee with a national training number. هذا national training number هو معناته إنه هم they're actually training you to become a specialist. If you get this job and you finish it, then towards the end you get your certificate of completion of specialist training and بتقدر تدخل الامتحان ال MRD اللي هو M Endo, M Pros, M Perio, M Orth وبعدين to become a specialist. هلا if you get this job اللي هي ال specialist trainee, then you're sorted. بس this is extremely competitive. وبالعادة بيحاولوا يعطوها لل UK graduates. طبعا تدخل البوليتكس فيها وكثير أشياء بس it's an option. وأنا بعرف 2 أردنيين بإنجلند عملوا هذا الباثوي وهيهم هناك هلا شغالين consultants أمورهم ممتازة. بس هم they both are British و they both afforded to spend some time doing absolutely nothing عبين ما حصلوا هذا الشيء. Okay. Can I apply for temporary registration with the GDC? Temporary registration مرات بيعطوه لناس معينين بحالات معينة. إنه أنت if you haven't graduated from the UK وما عملت ال ORE فأنت ما عندك registration مع ال GDC. ممكن in certain circumstances الانستتيوشن أنت بدك تشتغل معها يعملوا لك temporary registration. It starts for 1 year and it can go up to 5 years. بيعطوك أنت temporary registration يعني مسموح لك تشتغل بشروط معينة بالانستتيوشن اللي أنت فيها under the supervision of a consultant كذا 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 بس تقدر تعمل مصاري to practice dentistry. هلا how easy is this? It's almost impossible. يعني هم القرار إلهم هم يعملوا لك temporary registration. فبتخيل هم لازم يكونوا مستفيدين منك أكثر من إنه أنت مستفيد منهم. فبيعملوا ب special circumstances for special people who've been there for a period of time وبدهم إياهم يضلوا معهم either to provide the service أو for a research program ممكن يعملوا لهم إياها. بس I don't think إذا أنا قاعد بالأردن وقدمت طلب إنه اعملوا لي temporary registration بدي أجي أشتغل عندكم راح يردوا علي. I think this is very difficult. أنا ما فهمت هذا السؤال ف whoever wrote it if you're still listening please write it back in a different words and I'll try to answer it. بس ما فهمت إيش يعني what's the main target to get accepted. What are the major factors that are likely to boost one's chances? I hope that I answered this. حطيتهم كلهم الpoints ف I hope that I covered this point. Since a great part of dental care is covered by the NHS in the UK, I've heard that prosto training is not as thorough in some institutions because patients tend to opt for treatments covered by insurance, less exposure to implants, full mouth rehabs, full partial dentures, and crowns. How true is this, and is there a way around it? This is not true. It depends on which programs you're talking about. طبعا it depends on what complex treatments you're referring to. طبعا implants in the UK, since it's covered by the government, then they have to justify each and every case. يعني أعطيك a good example. A missing upper lateral incisor, the first treatment that comes to the mind of any dentist who practices in the USA is a single tooth implant because it is the most successful option. فهم they go for that option. The England, no. if everything else permits, they would go for a resin bonded bridge. Resin bonded bridge in certain circumstances can serve up to 10 years. You're probably delaying the placement of the implant. فimplants are not being placed زي بعض العيادات الخاصة عندنا بالأردن لما بنحط للمريض 36 implant وبركبوا عليهم أسنان. No, this is not the case. It has to be studied, it has to be backed with evidence وللناس اللي فعلا بيحتاجوها, لأنه أنت في عندك certain amount of money that needs to fund the treatments of the whole population. So you start giving priorities to cases that need implants. المرضى اللي بياخدوا implants بدون أي تفكير الcancer patients اللي هم they lost parts of their mandibles or maxilla. فأنت لما تكون تشتغل ب secondary care provider you'll get exposed to these cases. أنا بعرف دكتور محمد روابع عمل implants ببريطانيا أكثر من اللي عملهم بعمان. there's a personal factor in it. في ناس طبعا راحت ورجعت ما عملوش implants بالمرة. But for a prosthodontist, restoring implants is part of the curriculum. So they will get exposed to it definitely. Now, whether they get exposed to placing implants depends on so many factors. I think the most important one is how long is your course. If you do a 1-year course, probably you won't get as many opportunities to place implants. But if you've been there for 5 years and they know you, you're an outstanding clinician, you know what you're doing. Trust me, the opportunities are huge. I disagree with this statement. Regarding the ORE, when do you think we can successfully sit the exam? How much preparation time is needed? Are there certain resources to prepare from? When you can sit the exam, I can tell you whether you can do it successfully or not, I'm not sure. But to do the ORE, they ask for a minimum requirement of 1600 clinical hours or clinical training hours. فهدول بتحصلهم إما during your study time أو after graduation. هلا أنا اللي بعرفه إنه بالجامعة الأردنية إحنا طلابنا اللي بتخرجوا الستدي الكلينيكال training hours اللي بياخدها during study are not enough. ما بيطلعوا 1600. I'm not sure about the number, but if you count سنة الامتياز معهم ونعتبرها as clinical training, then you satisfy the 1600 hours. هلا بعد هيك أنا لما عملت ال ORE كان شوية system أحسن من هلا لأنه كان once your application is approved, you're placed on a waiting list. لما يجي دورك, they invite you to sit the ORE. هلا you're placed on a waiting list. بعدين لما بيعلنوا عن امتحان بيفتحوا باب التسجيل و first comes first served. يعني بدهم 50 واحد, أول 50 واحد بيسجلوا هم اللي بتاخذوا. فأنت you may stay on the waiting list for years before you manage to register successfully. How much preparation time is needed? It's different. Part 1 is a theory exam, 2 written papers. You study, you pass, not tricky at all. It's just pass or fail. Part 2 is 4 exams in one, needs some preparation. Whoever is interested, I'm happy to give advice later on. It's not the topic for today. I'm a second-year student. Is there anything I should be doing right now to prepare for postgrad? No, just focus on your second year now. You have plenty of time, plenty of obstacles to pass until you become a dentist first, and then probably think about doing postgraduate education. So just enjoy second year and the years after. Does my university GPA affect my chance of getting accepted? Of course. My grades are C's and B's, although I work so hard. And I'm afraid I will not be able to continue my postgraduate education because of my grades. It depends on which level you're at. إذا أنت وصلت سنة خامسة ولساتك بين C's و B's, then probably يعني you should work harder. If you're still a third-year student, you're getting C's and B's, you still have a lot of time to improve on that. يعني a grade of C on average is probably low. They wouldn't accept you for postgraduate education if your overall GPA is 2 out of 4. بس يعني B is not bad. فبين C's و B's في a good range. Is it hard to get a license to work as a dentist in the UK? To get the license you need to sit the ORE exam. أو في alternative له هلا اسمه LDS. ORE is run by the General Dental Council اللي هي نقابة أطباء الأسنان اللي عندهم. ال LDS اللي هي اسمها License of Dental Surgery is an exam run by the Royal College of Surgeons. I did the ORE. The LDS was not an option back then. I heard that it's an easier exam, the LDS, but the authority that is in charge of regulating dentistry in the United Kingdom is the General Dental Council. The Royal College is responsible for organizing who becomes a specialist, who doesn't, postgraduate education in general. But for licensing, I would advise you to stick with the General Dental Council because the LDS is not a stable one. Is it hard? It's not easy, definitely, but it's not impossible. So the fact that people do it means that anyone can do it, but you have to work hard and be smart. آخر سؤال, what are different exams that I can pass after graduation? I'm an Algerian student, and is it important to have money to study in the UK? I'm not sure what exams I can pass after graduation. The exams, if you want to go to the UK, then the MFD or the equivalent exams that are your options, or the ORE if you want to practice there. If you want to go to America, you have to do the national boards. So it depends on your decision. And is it important to have money? Unfortunately, yes. Unless you can afford or you can get a scholarship somehow. I think that's it for today. شكرا لكل الموجودين سمعونا. I would like to thank Yasmin Jarrah in particular. وخلينا نشوف إذا في أسئلة هون that I can answer. I'll try to go through them one by one. طيب, Ali, I want to ask about working in UK. Does that need 2 years of studying to get licensed there, just like you say in Canada, or what? Working in the UK, if you're eligible to sit the ORE exam and you get that, then you get a license to practice dentistry in the UK. Full stop. Now, to be eligible to work in the UK is a whole different issue. يعني أنا عملت ال ORE, صار عندي license أشتغل dentistry, بس أنا عشان أقدر أشتغل أصلاً بإنجلند لازم يكون عندي إما British passport أو work permit, أو as a student you're allowed to do 20 hours per week. فأنا استغليت ال 20 hours per week during my study times and used to work there. هلا if I want to go and work to in the United Kingdom, although I have the license to practice dentistry over there, but I'm not allowed to work in the United Kingdom. So I need to get a sponsor or to apply for a work permit in order to practice dentistry again. Okay, I don't know if I answered your question or not. Hassan, what kind of extracurricular opportunities are available in Jordan? Come on, Hassan. إذا أنت بتلعب جيتار أو بتتسلق الجبال يوم الجمعة, these are extracurricular activities. So they're all available. It depends on what you're into. Do these universities give any scholarships to international students? Which universities? I think I answered this bit. They don't. I've never heard of any. I don't want to say it's not possible, but I haven't heard of any. Is it the same procedure for Moroccan students? Do you have any idea concerning Moroccan graduate students? They don't classify students according to which country they're from. To them, you're either British, European, or overseas. So the rules for Jordanians and Moroccans are exactly the same because we are overseas to them. Okay. طيب. Okay, I think that's it. إذا أي حدا عنده أسئلة feel free to contact me. If not, I wish you all happy few days before Ramadan. Enjoy them. وبعدين blessed رمضان وكل عام وأنتم بخير وتصبحوا على خير.